Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.
Very good evening to you. Welcome to another edition of Sky Blue Fans TV. We're all happy this weekend, aren't we? What a fantastic weekend it's been. Doesn't it put a smile on your face when 3 points are in the bag? Who says there's panic stations? Who wants Robbins out still? And have we turned the corner? That's the question I'm going to ask all our colleagues and our pundits, should we say? Let's bring them all in now. Good evening, Miles.
Good evening.
Good evening, Claudio.
Good evening.
Good evening, Vicky. Look, we're all happy tonight. And here's a man who's always happy, Wayne. Good evening, Wayne Littlewood.
Is he?
Is he there?
I think he's frozen. He's gone. Hold on, let me bring him back in. No, he's
can't cope with the happiness.
No, he's frozen in the background. I don't know what's happened. Carry on. We'll bring him back in.
Okay, we'll bring Wayne in. He's obviously he might have been changing his script for what he's going to say. I don't know. But anyway, what a difference a few days makes, really. The performance-wise, the energy level, the team. Miles, where do we start? I mean, let's start with the team, shall we? There is the team. A few curveballs in there, weren't there? What do you think of it when you've seen it?
Wow. Let's just say, got 11 out of 11 on FanHub.
Did you?
Nowhere near have I got 11 out of 11. No, I haven't. I haven't got it yet. I haven't got it all season. Blimey, does he make a curveball? And like Claudio mentioned on the messages last night, he goes, "Do you know what? That's the same team as last season, apart from one player, Dovin." So it was a shock lineup. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. I thought Bissett was going to start yesterday. And I never thought I would have seen that lineup, to be honest. And Kitchen on the left-hand side. I thought, obviously, De Silva, he's had a good couple of games, De Silva, since he's came in for Bidwell. But yeah, that was a bit of a shock, to be honest with you. But the first half, well, what can I say? To go in 2-0 down was a shock because we did have a lot of the play, and I thought we looked really, really good, to be honest. I thought that must be the best performance I've seen us play in the first half. And Paul Cutteford said to me at half-time, he said, "Don't worry." He said, "We're going to win 3-2. I said, "Don't have a laugh with me. You're winding me up now. We ain't winning this 3-2. We've only had 3 shots on target in 2 games." I said, "No, 4 shots on target in 2 games, sorry. How are we going to win this 3-2? But no, first half, they came out the blocks. They looked good. I was well chuffed, to be honest with you. And, do you know, Binks for me is great, isn't he? I love Binks. I think he's brilliant. But the first half, we'll talk about the first half first. You just thought, you know when you want the look of the green and the run of the green to go your way, it just looked like nothing was going to go our way. You need a bit of luck to get a win. Every time we had a shot, it was either deflected, keeper saved it, the worldie from Milan, which was an absolute screamer of a shot. Thought it was going top corner, keeper saved it. And it was you just thought, oh, here we go again. It's going to be one of those. Sakamoto, unfortunately, gave away the penalty. Their second goal, very good move, very good build-up. I thought was absolutely brilliant. But do you know what I want to point out? I am sick to death of the referees. I've had enough now.
The Premier League referee as well yesterday.
Premier League referee. Right, and this tops it all off for me. First half, Ellis Sims gets pulled down by Doherty, right, in front of the lino. So the lino's there. Sims gets pulled down, shirt being pulled, everything gets dragged to the floor. Then Doherty rolls around on the floor as if he's had an elbow in the face, right? And he ain't even been touched. And the referee don't book him. A minute later, we do a shoulder barge on the halfway line, and our player, I don't know if it was Binks or Latabody, I can't remember who it was, but one of them got booked for a shoulder barge. It's an absolute disgrace. Now, it was a penalty, no doubt about it. But that game yesterday, that referee, he refereed that Liverpool game last week against Arsenal. And you know why he's been demoted? Because he didn't give a red card for that one-on-one through over the halfway line. So he's got demoted to the Championship. And to be fair, that he's had a mare. I know they had a player sent off in the second half, but that is shocking refereeing. And the lino has done nothing, and he is in line with that. And I'm sick to death of the refereeing at any level in Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two. It is shocking. And he absolutely was crap. And I'm going to say it because Mark Robbins can't say it, but he was awful. And okay, he sent the player off. But, mate, I'll tell you, that game yesterday, it could have been even better than it was if it weren't for that referee. He was terrible.
You got the impression there's going to be the red card with all the early yellow cards being dished out. You had the impression somebody's going to be sent off eventually, and hoping it weren't going to be one of us, but luckily it was one of them. But it was another poor referee, unfortunately. We seem to have quite a lot of them at the CBS this season. Claudio,
we've had them for years.
Oh yeah, well, I don't know where they get them from, but we seem to have a lot of them. We've had a fair share, don't we? Claudio, what's your view on that first half? Because it was a game of two halves. Now, let me show this. This is what our conversation was between me and Claudio.
I'll read this out. I says, while we keep shipping in goals, we have no hope. 1.5 goals on average over the last 32 matches. We have to score 2, which is correct because we had to score 3 in the end, in virtually every match to have any chance of a positive result. Defensively, as a team, we are poor. No one seems to spot a runner or stage with a player, but it would help if those up front could actually score from 6 yards out. At the moment, we're only heading one way if this doesn't change soon. And luckily it did. Because
and I said goals change games, and but if this.
Well,
you're obviously angry.
Same old.
Which is fair enough, but I was quite. I don't know. I mean, I couldn't believe we were 2-0 down at half time because I thought we played well, really well.
You mentioned the lineup. I said to Luca, and I wish I had a bet on this. I said when I saw Kitchen was playing, I said, "I'll tell you now." He'll get booked within the first 15 minutes. And it was Kitchen who did the shoulder challenge, Miles.
Oh, there we go.
12 minutes. And he did that. And Miles is right. He did that because the guy should have been booked. And we got angry for 2 or 3 minutes. And we lost control, basically. And we were giving too many fouls away. The heads had gone for 2 minutes because it's obvious that was a booking. So, of course, when Kitchen did that, he gets booked. They get the free kick. I mean, Tats got completely the wrong side of the guy, didn't he? And he went down. He hardly. It was a penalty, but he hardly held him, did he? But as soon as he touched him, he's going down. The second goal, Tats was too slow coming out from the initial. Was it a corner or a free kick? And he came ambling out. 3 or 4 of our lads looked around thinking that he was going to be offside, and the guy slits the ball through. And Binks, although he had a good second half, he completely lost Adebayo for that goal. Didn't see him, didn't see the run. And I think anyone would, though, Claudio. I think anyone would have lost the run there. I mean, that's probably the best goal we've let in all season. A proper move, because most have been terrible, the goals we've conceded. But we can't keep conceding that many goals. It's obvious. We're not going to win games 3-2 every week, and that's obvious as well because we're not firing on all cylinders every match.
Because at the other end, I counted at least a good 4 or 5 good chances.
Ken, we had 2 good chances before they scored. And it's classic. You turn around to the guy next to you and say, "Oh, this is going to bite us, isn't it?" On the backside, and within 2 minutes, there's a penalty. You think, "Oh, come on! Surely we're going to get some luck at some stage." But the first half, take away their 2 goals, that was a really good first half. It wasn't perfect, obviously, because we were losing 2-0. But you could tell by if that had been a bad first half, there'd have been boos at half time. There was no boos at half time, nothing like that. It was more like, I can't believe this. You know,
and everybody around me, and the fans are not stupid. They know if you're putting your shift in or not.
And also, we weren't. I was worried we were going to get bullied. We weren't really getting bullied. I mean, they're big and robust. That Holmes who got sent off, I looked at him. He's like a number 8 in a rugby team. I thought, and I've got to say, the 2 lads up front. I know Vicky will praise them in a minute, but they battled a lot harder than I thought they would have done. You know, against 2 of the most roughest defenders in the league, and yet in other weeks they haven't. And you think, why are you doing it today? Why can't you do that every flipping game? You know,
and they both scored from inside the 6-yard box, haven't they?
Well, I've said this about Sims. You've got to get the ball in the box. He'll score in the box. That's what he does. Yeah. Don't expect him to do it outside the box. It's in the box. But I thought the pair of them together made a difference playing down the middle. And we've been going on about this all the time. Even last season when Hadji was coming in off the left, we want him down the middle. He's a striker. He's a centre forward. That's what they are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the first half, how we were losing 2-0, none of us know, really, because law of averages, we should have been, I don't know, 4-2 up, probably.
That made the next goal really vital, didn't it, Vicky? Did you see it that way?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I mean, if it had been 3-0, that would have been game over, wouldn't it? Because there's only so much hope you can maintain. I think, like Claudia said, it was key that at half time there was still belief around the ground. There was no booing. I think if Luton had got the 3rd goal, that would have killed the game off. I think there'd be no coming back from that. But we just kept on going and turned it around. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I mean the chances we had in the first half. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Well, one of the good things I thought that we've spoken about it in recent shows, haven't we, about when we have set pieces, how ineffectual we are, and that was one of the positives I thought in the first half, especially that they've obviously done some work. Some of those moves, you can see that was planned. I mean, it's a shame that Sakimoto didn't manage to get that first goal from the first corner, but that was another positive for me. Just the fact that it actually looked like we'd spent some time doing some work on some on making set pieces a threat, because that's what you want, isn't it? Otherwise, there's no point to them.
Yeah, obviously Robbins in my book, I think he's put obviously all the big men in because Luton are a big strapping side, aren't they? And he's gone for the big, powerful men, and that's why he's put the 2 big ones up front, and he's dropped Silva and the smaller, lightweight players, if you like, and put in the big blokes.
We said on Thursday, didn't we, that what we'd like to see is effort. That's the starting point, really, effort. And across the board, 11 players put in effort, and that started off the game on the right foot, didn't it? And Wright, who I've moaned about a lot this season, put in one of his best performances. So you've got to credit him. At one point, he tracked back from the penalty area just in front of me to the far corner, win the ball back, and set an attack going. And I thought that's what you want to say, like a player that's putting in effort. And we said about Sims has been a bit more like robust and tough, and stopped getting bullied by defenders, and he did that. So both of them stood up and did what a lot of us have been asking them to do, and led the line well, and it makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, any questions where they were for the last few matches, where we were lacking in that department?
It felt to me as if Robbins had come out and said to the fans, "Get behind us," and it was almost like he'd also then said to the players, "Look, I've gone out publicly and asked the fans to get behind you. You need to give me the same, because otherwise, like, this isn't going to work." And it felt very much like that they would. So it felt very much like it all came together. Like the fans were there, proper 12th man going on, and the players were putting in the effort. And I think that answers anybody that was asking whether Robbins had lost the dressing room, because to me that was everybody coming together and getting the result that we all wanted. And in some ways, the unluckiness of going 2-0 down did us a favour, because winning 3-2 is a much better platform to move on from than scraping a 1-0 victory, isn't it? Really, the positivity and the confidence that must breed is a much better springboard, I think.
Exactly.
Can I just say something, Kent? Vic, you just mentioned about the fans, and we've been saying it week in, week out. The fans are doing their bit all season. We've bought record number season tickets. We're selling out every away game. and the team haven't been turning up. And Mark Robbins has said in his interviews, like you said, we need the fans to back the players. Well, hold on a minute. We've been backing the players all season.
Yeah, but I think it'd been easy, wouldn't it?
Turned
It'd
up.
been easy on Saturday to start booing and jeering, wouldn't it, when we were 2-0 down? So I think that what we did do on Saturday is that we stayed behind the team, and I think that's what he's talking about. You've got players who are low in confidence. If people start groaning at every misplaced pass, it doesn't help. And I think I think he's always been grateful, hasn't he? He's always spoken about how well we follow the club, and I don't think he ever underestimates that. But I think what he was talking about was what we actually did on Saturday, and that was stay behind the team for 90 minutes, regardless of the fact that we had a bit of bad luck. And I think the players responded to that.
Yeah.
Oh, they definitely did.
Yeah. Wayne, good evening to you, mate.
Evening.
Were you confident of a comeback at half time?
No. And you know, as I said to Claudia, I don't think there was any fan who was really thinking we were going to go out and win that 3-2. You know, it was, don't get me wrong, it was a great first half. Well, not a great first half. I thought it was a good first half.
Much improved, wasn't it?
Great. Yeah, it was. Listen, compared to what we've been served up for most of this season, that was chalk and cheese, and it was brilliant. I mean, I think I posted after the first 10 minutes, you know, where's Coventry City and what have you done with them? Because this team are attacking. You know, we were first to everything. We were chasing them down. But those frailties are still there at the back, I think, which is, I think, still a concern. And as Claudio says, you know, we can't go through the season needing to score 2 or 3 goals every single time. But it was great to see Sims actually having a good game and Wright having a good game, because I think for most of the season, them two have been pretty average. And I think yesterday they definitely earned their pay packet. But, you know, as we've said, it's consistent now, and there's no point having this great game and then over the next 2 or 3 league games going back to how we did against Sheffield Wednesday or Preston or QPR. You know, the precedent's been set of how we've got to play and what we need to do. I think the only thing we need to do is take Kitchen out of the team. Other than that, I'll be quite happy.
I was going to say, were you surprised at the lineup, the curveball lineup he put out?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It didn't work. You know, and I think as soon as he came off, you know, Radoni and
Binks on this left hand side.
I think when as soon as Radoni came on, it was a game changer in that second half, and we just seemed to be on top of them, but then we were just all over them like a rash that second half, and we were relentless. We didn't give up. And it's really frustrating to think, where have they been for the last 11 other games? Yeah. That's the annoying thing.
It does annoy you when you sit there and think, well, we know they can do it.
We've seen them do it. We've seen them do it against Tottenham. You know, it was probably, I actually think the Tottenham game, their performance in Tottenham was probably better than yesterday, but only marginal. I think mainly because of the opposition. But we've seen they can do it. The problem is they just can't seem to put a run together. Now, this is what they've got to do now, you know, because fans yesterday, getting the 90th minute winner puts them on, you know, top of the pedestal. But you've got to remain there now. And there's no point going back to having the dross that we've been given. You know, there are moments in time, and we've got to make sure that every game is like this, if possible.
Yeah. Miles, shall we have a look at the goals then before we talk about the second half?
Yeah, I don't know what order we've got them in here because you said you didn't remember them, but we'll try anyway. Let's go with this. Sorry, I clicked the wrong one. That was the winner, wasn't it?
that was the winner.
Ruined the rest now.
Oh my God, I'm nearly as bad as the Sky Blues were until yesterday.
Come on, we still want to see Sims' goal though. Come on, Sims.
Yeah, here's Sims' goal. Come on. If there's any swearing there, we apologise.
We do apologise. I can't be responsible for the people around me.
I'm going to say his movement for that goal was fantastic as well, because you actually watch it. He's actually stuck on the keeper, and then he's got the other player in front of him who's obviously not watching him at all because he thinks he's on the keeper, and then at the split second runs straight in front of him. By that point, it's too late, and it's a cracking header.
Yeah.
But how many times do we always say you've got to get someone on that front post?
Yeah.
How many times do we always say you've got to get someone on that front post? We know this from all the years you watch football, and over the years we've all watched football. You've got to have someone on that front post. If that ball literally doesn't beat the first man or whatever, but as you say, Wayne, his movement is brilliant. But to get to the front post and then get your head on it to flick it in is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Especially with our corners, though, because we generally, when we take a corner, we can't beat the first man.
No.
Only if Eccles is taking it and delivering it into Roddy's
You
head.
surely saw Tats's corners in the first half. They were diabolical.
No, wow.
The irony is, we did spot the ball last week, and it was Ellis Sims going up for a header, and I said the ball's it picked the furthest red dot away from his head because he never gets his head on the ball.
Yeah, me and Claudio nearly fell out, didn't we, Claudio? Because you were having the right.
I know.
He
He probably proved that idiot wrong.
He just listened to the show, Ellis.
Yeah, I'm going to get my head on the ball this time. But it was so simple. He didn't have to put any weight on it. He just flicked his head. It was perfect. The delivery, everything was perfect.
It's like the Jake Bidwell goal, wasn't it, from the free kick?
Yeah.
The free kick Jake Bidwell scored. That was a little flick on, and it's gone over and it's gone into the back of the net. And it's like we always say, football is simple. Football is very simple. We only make it difficult when we start trying to do flicks. We're trying to do skills and things like that. As we were always taught when we were younger, and we're not professional footballers. If we were, it would have been great, but we're not. But we're always taught when we were kids, even, whatever level you're at, you let the ball do the work. And that goal proves the ball's done the work. It's come into the right area. Sims has made his little movement, flicked it in, and it's gone in the back of the net, which was brilliant.
Yeah, you're right.
Also, it proved what a nightmare the selection was in the first half. I mean, we can give Mark Robbins praise, but you have to say him and the coaching staff got it all wrong with Kitchen playing as a left wing back.
Yeah.
They didn't need him there. That was a poor decision, really, and I think it didn't even look right, did it, in the first half of the over? We never got forward, did we? We didn't get forward at all.
Well, he didn't know what to do, Kitchen. If he ever got the ball out, he didn't know what to do because it's not his position, is it? He didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether. Claudia, do you think it was because they thought that we would get bullied more, and as a consequence, and we didn't? So it would have worked if Luton had played like we thought they probably were going to play, but because they were poor, it didn't actually need to be there.
I mean, if anything, what Luton did was they put the two big blokes up front on top of our two of our centre halves. So they didn't go out that way, did they at all? It looks so unbalanced. And Rodoni coming on, what a second half he had.
Do you know what? Hey, it's amazing how we all see the game differently. Because I was sat next to Neil, right? I said to Neil in the first half, I thought Kitchen didn't do too bad.
Well,
it's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing, isn't it?
I know.
I thought, to be fair to him, though, he didn't know what to do going forward. That's not his position. It's not his fault, is it? I don't think he played badly. I think he did the job asked of him to the best of his ability.
Yeah, he did.
It's not his ability, is it?
No. Exactly. I said I thought he did quite well out there. I thought he did a job that he had to do, which was to try and keep them quiet down that side, because don't forget the penalty came from down our right hand side. The goal came sort of down from our right hand side into the middle. Nothing came down that left hand side. So Kitchen did his job. He did the job, really, didn't he? He did do it.
But as a left wing, you got to get forward. That's the issue. That's where we're lacking.
Right. Okay. So you say that. So Jake Bidwell ain't a left wing back.
He gets forward though.
Not all the time. Not all the time. He doesn't get forward.
He gets a lot.
No. What's the best position? What's the best performance Jake Bidwell's had for our club? Flat back four.
Well, we know that.
Forward. Right,
but
there you go. So it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Kitchen did the job on Saturday. He did what he had to do, and that was to stop the threat coming down our left-hand side. He did the job. And that's what he was out there to do. He stopped that threat.
Well, I see that differently because I don't think there was a threat down the right-hand side at all. And that's why Rodoni come on, because we weren't
it looked a bit unbalanced to me. That's the only problem. I mean, they weren't causing us major issues, but it looked a bit unbalanced. And when Rodoni came on, as you say, Claudio, it changed the game, didn't it? I thought.
Oh, I think so. And also, what did us a favour was their decision to take Chong off, which I couldn't understand.
Brilliant.
Take off. I know. Then they take off Morris and Adebayo. I'm thinking, well, Binks. It's like somebody took the shackles off Binks, wasn't it? Yeah, it was ridiculous. And he's meant to be lauded, this Rob Edwards, as a fantastic manager. I thought, I'll tell you what, for once, Robbins has done you over here because all of a sudden Binks took the shackles off, didn't he? He was bombing forward. He looked like Baresi in the second half coming forward.
Which is how many times have we kept saying we need a player from defence to run with the ball like Mo Conyett used to run with the ball. Didn't we? We kept saying it. Run with the ball. Don't stop. Wayne, what did you think to Kitchen's performance in the first half? He did a job, didn't he?
See, the thing is, when you say, you know, he stopped the attacks, and then when you think both their goals come from the other side, then yeah, you've got a valid point in that aspect. But from that also opposing side, we didn't really create anything. The only real thing I remember was Wright picking it up and cutting across the line, and their guy did a last-ditch tackle in the box. So I thought going forward that side, we did look unbalanced. But defensively that side, we did better than the opposite side, because the opposite side gave away 2 goals. So there's swings and roundabouts to it, but he did look like a rabbit in a headlight at times. And I think when Rodoni came on, it completely changed. But as you say, attack-wise, he nullified it. But going forward, we looked all over the place that side. So, yeah, it swings and roundabouts for me on that one. But
haven't we always been...
I wouldn't play him there again, put it this way.
Yeah, but haven't we always been unbalanced on that side? We've always been unbalanced on that side for the last 2 seasons. We've been unbalanced on that side. We've
been unbalanced, I think, all over the pitch, because the problem is we never have a settled starting 11. There's so many different changes within the squad, and so many players that are playing not in their correct position. So I think a lot of the unbalance is because I don't think Mark Robins even still knows to this day what his strongest 11 is. It would be nice to actually see a starting 11 that is consistent. Now, you might have to go through a few weeks of bad results to while they settle in, but I'd take that rather than the amount of changes that we've had. I don't think there's going to be a team in this league who's made as many changes as us. I'd hard to think of another team who's changed as much as we have.
It's a bit weird though when Mark Robins says Rodoni can play in that position. He played there for Huddersfield. Well, play him there then.
Play him then. Yeah, that's what you just paid £5 million for.
What a ridiculous thing to say that was. Just play him there then.
Yeah,
but
he said that about Latibodia the other week. He says, I know Latibodia can play in midfield because he plays alongside Casey Palmer for Jamaica. But we don't play him in that defensive midfield role. We play him either right back or in the centre of defence. So he says that about Rodoni. He says it about Latibodia. Then we know he can play there. Same as Josh Eccles, isn't it? Josh Eccles, we know he can play right wing back, can't he?
Yeah.
It's
but
just
you got to play your players in the best positions, haven't you?
Yeah, and I think that's what we're guilty of not doing.
Yeah.
We're becoming England. We're becoming like England, not playing the right players in their right positions.
Yeah. I think even Clark, isn't it? Clark plays. Was it left wing for Peterborough, and he's been playing on the right for us.
Yeah,
and he looks completely lost on the right.
Yeah.
But you watch him last season in League One, and he's tearing the league to shreds. But in comes Robin, says, "Hold my beer, I'll ruin your season for you. I'll put you on the right."
Shall we watch the amazing equaliser, Ken?
Yeah, this is a fantastic goal.
Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, that, I could do with zooming in a little there, probably. But
you think?
Ken, that's a brilliant angle, actually, because that's the first time I've seen it from behind.
Yes, I was about to say, you haven't seen that from the TV angle, which is at the other side of the ground.
That's where I sit, just in front of you, where you were, Ken, and that we got a really cracking angle of that, didn't we? Just curling in from there.
Just curling in.
Can you do the camera work then?
Yeah.
You could actually. Don't sit too far away from me.
No.
From that angle, it looked like you buy Tesco when you film that.
Well, I wasn't expecting another goal, to be honest, that quick. But
you might as well give us that skydiver bloke to film.
Yeah, what was all that about? That was weird, wasn't it? That skydiver.
I don't know. I think it was Will King.
Some of the comments are brilliant. Some bloke had put, it's one of the coaching staff, there's no room in the dugout for him.
I missed that one.
Yeah. There's some great comments.
Claudio, can I just ask Claudio a question? Claudio, you know when you're at home, do you ever talk to your missus? Because it seems to me that you're always on social media and you see everything.
I'm just checking who's getting slagged off more, me or Wayne. That's what it is.
I can't be bothered with it, mate. I can't be bothered with it all.
I was going to say, we were having a good little chat about midnight last night, weren't we?
Yeah, but we weren't in the same house. We were in different houses. But Wayne gets heaps and heaps of abuse, and somehow they come round to my way of thinking. I must have better persuasive powers than you, Wayne.
Some of us were still working at midnight.
Yes, exactly.
I was in a hotel, actually. I was at Sketchley Grange.
Oh, nice.
That's nice.
Nice. Talking of comments, let's see what everybody
We've got loads, yeah. Here we go. Here we go.
Might have been a bit of slagging off for Wayne here.
It's going to be the Wayne onslaught tonight. Wayne onslaught.
Even all, I hope you're well. The atmosphere yesterday was fantastic. Even at 2 down, the fans were positive, and we all had the belief that we were going on to win after we scored our first. Paul Cutterford. Tats was like a fish out of water and responsible for 2 goals. I like Ruddy down the side and his performance we can build on. It's wonderful that a couple of goals and hard work will do to a team. This is Gibbo. He says, evening. Nice to briefly chat to Ken yesterday before the game.
Yes.
I said I was hopeful of a win, and if we play like that offensively, we'll be fine. Still a concern about defensively, though.
Yes, it was nice to speak to Gibbo.
Yeah, we
George,
know that.
we dominated almost the entire 90 minutes yesterday, watching from Bergen in Norway.
Wow.
Oh.
And if you look at the stats, it's, to be honest, if you look at the stats, it should be a 5-0 match when you look at all the stats.
Yeah.
We absolutely dominated them both halves. Chris Baker, see Wayne's connection gives out on him when he was going to praise the lads.
I noticed he put Christopher Baker. Was he trying to cover up himself there? It's actually Chris Baker.
It's not posh, Chris has, yeah. Even all, I hope you're all well. What a comeback. Much better attacking football from the Sky Blues.
Do you know what cracks me up? Right? In 2 games before this, we had 4 shots on target. 1 in the 92nd minute at Preston, and 3 on target at QPR. And this weekend, we had 10 shots on target and 26 shots at goal.
I know, that makes sense against a team
Isn't it?
are better at defending.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
When was our last clean sheet, by the way?
Sorry?
Hey?
When was our last clean sheet?
Blackburn.
Yeah,
Blackburn,
Blackburn.
yeah.
Blackburn.
Yeah, there aren't many. There's only about 4 in the last 30 matches, I think. Even all from on the up, and we certainly are on the up.
That's Martin, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Even all, what a fantastic performance that was, and great 3 points. Gower 87. Now I know he's abroad at the minute working. Great comeback that was. Colin Bramfield, Rudoni and Torp, what a difference when they came on. All travel advice. Ellis Sims was man of the match yesterday. If him and Hadji play like that every game, no defence in the league will cope with them. MVE looked back to his best as well.
He was good. Not that good, but he was good.
Glenn from Sky Blue Hub. Everyone was superb yesterday, and Cov deserved the win totally.
Yeah.
That was the thing. We were having a debate by us who was man of the match, and nobody had the same person because there were so many good performances across the pitch. So, where some weeks you're struggling to pick like one person to be man of the match.
It is weird though, Vicky, because I've read comments from other clubs and took to more fans from Premier League teams talking about Ellis Sims, saying, "I wish we'd have signed him. He's a beast." It's weird, isn't it? It is weird. But
that must be the first game they've watched this season.
Some Tottenham fans were talking about Josh Eccles after we played them, saying that they want to follow him. Half our fans can't see anything in him, whereas some Spurs fans on their podcast were chatting about how good he is, and that's the sort of player they need for their midfield. I mean, it's just
interesting.
Everyone sees things differently, don't they? It's just crazy.
Christopher Baker, I think a message being sent with that lineup to the new lads, to be honest. Other than Rodoni, none of them have improved us. I must admit, it was strange when I saw the lineup and I thought they're all old heads apart from Dovin. It was,
yeah,
which doesn't say a lot for our recruitment, does it? You know,
None of the new players took.
We dress it up. We've been going on about it since the summer. Glenn, Luton were lucky to be 2 up. Well, we know that, definitely. Trevor Merriman, 2-0 down, belief, fight, togetherness, passion, and that was just the supporters. Well done, everyone. This is from Glenn. Sims and Wright, 15 goal attempts yesterday. Previous 2 games, only 3 shots for them in each game.
Well, there you go. That says it in the stats, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
Didn't realise it was that many, 15.
Ian Plimlott, I'm most pleased with the team's endeavour yesterday. They never gave up. Every man voice, and Oggy said said something when callers were picking different players for man of the match. All travel advice. Winning like we did 3-2 was better than a comfortable 3-0 because it shows a player's fight and belief. Yes, and it was Claudio's lucky hat that did it. I've not worn that hat in ages, and I said to Luca, I've realised I've stopped wearing the bucket hats for about 6 months. So put it on. There you go. Well, there it is. Colin Bramfield, the fans were great as well. Chris Baker, Sims was brilliant yesterday, reminding people of what he's capable of.
Well, that's the Ellis Sims we want to see every week.
Yeah, and the thing is, what I don't understand is he must be the only striker I've seen that scores a goal and looks embarrassed to have scored a goal.
Yeah, he don't know how to celebrate, does he? You notice he didn't know where to run.
I find it weird. I know. Even at Wembley, he was like that, wasn't he? It's like strange one he is.
Because I don't think he's expecting it.
Things to do.
No, it's because he's short.
Good evening, all. It's amazing how a win changes your mood. Definitely.
Wayne, you're shocking, Wayne. He's not expecting it. It's brilliant.
I tell you how it changes your mood. I came back from the match and I said to Caroline, I says, got to go supermarket shopping now. I said, we've got to get some food in. And we went shopping and she was going, you're being a bit reckless today. I said, that's what happens when we win. I was just chucking everything. We'll have that, we'll have that, we'll have that. Yeah, just
money no object. Money no object.
Just have it all.
Just put it all in the basket.
Yeah, then we went to the cafe, we had a bit of something to eat. You know what I mean? It was all, last week.
Your house then next time we win.
I'll shut the fridge door now. Peter, good evening. It's all amazing how a win changed your mood. Yes. Dawn Cook, the referee, turned up as a Luton fan. Did you see him wearing orange?
You might as well have.
He had orange socks on, I think.
Bramfield, Robbins asked for the fans to back the players, and they did. That is the most annoying stuff I see on social media when I see people saying, we've got to get behind the team. I'm thinking, we do. It's like Mark said earlier, we are getting behind the team. There's nothing. We can't do anything else but turn up and cheer. We can't kick the ball for them. You know, it's.
Oh! Can I just say something? Have you before you carry on? While you're saying that, you know, we're talking about fans backing the team, right? I said I weren't going to spend any more money in the club shop. Have you seen what they've got this week?
What have we got?
Number for your holidays.
They got right. I've been dying for these things to come into the shop.
You got a key ring?
No. Me and Will, we messaged the company that make these things right about 3 months ago. We said, why haven't we got Cov City ones? I said, because we haven't got a contract with Cov City yet.
Can I guess what it is?
Go on, have a guess.
Is it a gonk?
No. I got a gonk last year. It's fine. No, me and Will, we messaged. So we went to Leeds and went in the club shop, and Burnley and went in the club shop, and they've got these Lego things, these little mini Lego things of players and footballs and football grounds. So me and Will, we messaged the company about 3 months ago from work, and we says, "Oh, why haven't you got Cov City ones?" All of a sudden this week we got Sky Blue Sam, we got a football right made out of Lego, we got a Sky Blue Sam made out of Lego, and we got 2 footballers made out of Lego. So if anyone wants to buy me a Christmas present, I would like one of those, please.
I think Doug King needs to buy you a present, the amount of money you spend.
Yeah, Doug King should buy. Let me
How
have them
much
all
are
for-
they? They're expensive.
No, they're only £8. 10 quid's the dearest.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm waiting for them to do Highfield. So they do football stadiums as well. So I'm waiting for them to do Highfield Road and the CBS. Then I can put them in my bar, and I'm going to put them on a shelf here. At an angle. Have them here.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, it'd be lovely.
So, all travel advice. Sims was bullying their giant defence all game. Absolutely superb. Glenn says Madley was so poor, he was, wasn't he? Let Luton get away with a lot, and they back chatted the ref a lot of the time. Time wasted as well. I love it when they time waste, because in the end we scored a goal because of their time wasting.
Yeah.
It worked. Yeah, loved it.
Yeah.
Ralph Wiggins. Good evening, folks. I was over the moon with the team selection and fully understood the selection of Kitchen because they were such a powerful team. And Miles is 100% about the ref. PUSB.
There you go.
It says about the Sunderland referee, and I didn't even think he was the worst one we've had recently. and so it was still bad, but I actually thought it was a marginally improvement on the recent ones. That one just shows how shocking the standards got when that's not too bad.
I felt he'd lost the plot for 20 minutes because he didn't book that player. And we were fouling. There was fouls going in everywhere, and he booked, I think, was it 4 or 5 in the space of 20 minutes in the end? It was ridiculous.
Well, he just taking a free kick, didn't they?
He even booked their player for taking a quick free kick, which is just stupid booking.
Yeah, but that was Doherty, right, who should have got booked for the foul on Sims. Then he took the mickey about the free kick, and he booked him for that. So really, they should have been down to 10 men in the first half.
Yeah, it's rubbish. I mean, Ken would have sent him off, because he's so strict.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, they wouldn't have back chat me. I mean, I would have. You just know when you issue them that many yellow cards, it's a matter of time before someone's going to get sent off. And exactly. Yeah. I was surprised it was that late, to be honest. I thought it would be before that.
Here comes the voice of reason on the up. Don't get carried away. One swallow, don't make a spring. Looked great yesterday. Let's see what happens in the next 3 games, as 2 of them are really tough away games.
We'll beat them. True. We'll beat them. Do you know why we'll beat Middlesbrough and Sunderland, don't you?
Why?
Because I ain't there, because I'm in Jamaica.
You're not mentioning that at all once. Webby Sports from PSB.
Webby, you were going on holiday.
Yeah. Awesome. Lost my voice second half. Dawn was happy. And unconfirmed reports. It was Miles was a paraglider.
I was sat in my seat. Trust me.
It's got to be dangerous doing that over a stadium, really.
It's not supposed. No, he'll get in trouble with his license for that. He must have a license to do that. You've got to have a license of some sort, haven't you? I presume. I don't know.
I think it's ridiculous. Yeah. Graham Cockrell. Good evening, everyone. May I say Binks has to be man of the match. His runs were fantastic and made a big contribution to us winning. At last, says Sausage United, at last no need to talk about Robbins, King coaches or so-called doctor, but Dovan is still bad. Never mind, a win is a win. Well, he did do a great save at 2-2 when yet again fell asleep and let the guy just run through. So,
he wasn't far away from the penalty either, was he?
No.
And he tipped one round the post where he thought it was going to creep in the first half, and he got across and tipped it round the post.
This is from
distribution as well, wasn't it? I thought he had a decent game.
Yeah. He did okay.
he had no hope with the goals. He was exposed. Well, and then we'd expect our striker to score that second goal as well. Mad Frankie,
I was going to say that their second goal, as good as it was, the thing that I'm kind of jealous of is like the way their midfield passed. The guy made that run. It's the one thing I can never seem to think that Sims and Wright have the ability to do. Like that through ball and losing that defence. It's the one thing we cannot seem to do. I was quite envious of that because I just think, why can't we seem to do that? It's the one thing we just seem to miss.
I'll tell you where we did do it. Was Bristol City away in the cup game where Palmer threaded the ball through to Sims. And that's how and that's what you need. You got to have a midfield who can put the ball through between gaps.
Yeah.
We had it with Hamer was the last one who could do that, to be honest. Yeah. Mad Frankie, best performance of the season. Sims and Wright should be starting every game, really. 35, 40 goals guaranteed. And he says, David never catches crosses. Hopefully he improves. Right.
He was talking to his defenders more as well. They were chatting to each other more. I noticed, like in the first half when they were right in front of me, and so he's obviously working on that. And I think like the fact that he can recognise where he needs to improve his game and trying to get better at that is good. I think he's going to turn into a top keeper personally.
Yeah. We have got a little competition going tonight.
Have we?
Yeah. I've just added a couple. Yes, just picks from the past, I say. 2 players. All I need you to do, simple. Who are they? And get your comments. You can win yourself a Scarby Fantasy TV mug. There we go. There's the one. Who's that? Answers on the comments, please. Who's that? Number 1. And who's that? Number 2.
Claudio.
a young Claudio.
He's never had blonde hair. It's always been grey.
So there you go. I thought I'd add that on a little bit of interest tonight. There's number 1. Who's that? Fantastic player he was, Claudio. This guy, yeah.
That looks like Freddie Starr.
And
I remembered his first name. I couldn't remember his second name. I just said he was short and fat and useless, is what I said.
Number 2.
What, yourself?
I know, yeah. In the mirror.
All right. So get your answers in on the comments, please, and we'll pick a winner at the end of the show. Anybody on the panel know who they are? Oh, I know Claudia does now. Miles, do you know who they are? Not
a Scooby Doo. Yeah, I was going back then as well. I can't remember. Crikey.
Wayne?
No.
Victoria,
that's before my time. I'm too young.
Yeah,
I've slept since then, Ken. I've slept since then.
Oh, well, it's maybe for the older ones then. Probably. I'd be interested to see some of the comments that come in.
I was very young then. I was very young. I wouldn't remember.
Talking to the man of the matches and the different man of the matches there was, Thorpe got the man of the match up in the lounges. We have got an interview of him, but we couldn't quite get it going for tonight. We'll try and get that done for Thursday. But it's interesting what he had to say. But he got man of the match up in the lounges, so that's another different player for man of the match. So, but he did really well when he came on. I thought him and Rodoni. So, yeah.
Do you think that's the answer for our number 10 role?
Well, possibly, yeah. I mean, why? Why not? Give him a run there. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, that's a game. He just got unlucky with the penalty, and then he was caught slow coming out. But but I mean, I like Torp. I think he looks more natural playing there.
Yeah, he did.
Cat's like a wing to me.
It all depends on the opposition, I suppose, as well, doesn't it? If you're playing against like a big, strong team like Luton and bully you about a bit, it might be better playing the stronger player. Like Tats gets knocked off the ball a little bit easy, doesn't he? So that's the problem with him. I think.
He looks like he's lost a lot of confidence, Tats. He doesn't seem the same player at the moment. Coming back, it's. I think he's had some horrible injuries. Teams have really targeted him. and
Yeah.
doesn't seem to. Some of that magic's gone at the minute. I don't know if you all agree, but for me, watching him, he doesn't seem that. Some of the stuff we saw from him last season seems to have disappeared.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah,
glimpses. There was a little bit of glimpses of it in the first half, though, wasn't there? With him and Milan linking up and flicking the ball to each other. There was glimpses of it, but I know what you mean there, Wayne. But do you think we can play Eccles, Sheaf, and then Torp just in front? Do you think that could work?
It could. I mean, I like Torp. I like Torp and Sheaf together. I think, and it's not an agenda against Eccles, because Eccles is all right. You know, he's not as bad as what I make out, maybe. But you know, he's not my favourite player. But I think when Torp came on yesterday, Sheaf's game just goes up. I think he plays a lot better with Torp than he plays a lot better with Eccles. So I would still prefer to see Torp start over Eccles, but you know, when they're all on the pitch yesterday, it's hard to argue against what you've said, because they all looked really good as well. So it's whether that would work away from home, I don't know. But from a home game perspective, maybe that's the answer. Yeah.
Like it. Yeah, good. I like that. I like the sound of that. I do like the sound of Eccles, Ben, and Torp on the pitch at the same time. I was saying to the guys around me, I was saying that week in, week out, when Torps had to fill in for, especially when Ben was injured and he was playing, he was getting better and better and better, and he's growing into the league. I mean, it's like the QPR fan said to us last week, didn't he? He said that they've had a lot of players come in from outside the Championship and they're finding it hard to bed in. Torp's been with us for half a season now, and another 11 games. So is he starting to get the pace of the league? Is he starting to know what the league's about? And could that be his role going forwards? Because we are missing O'Hare, Hamer, things like that. So you could push Rodoni out to the left and play Torp in that number 10 role, because he's now experience. He's getting experience in the Championship. For me yesterday, I think that was his, even though he filled in for Ben Sheaf, I think that was his best game when he came.
I mean, it's also the run of games as well, because he does, like you say, he came on yesterday and him and Rodoni changed the game. But then you might not see Torp again now for the next 2 or 3 games, because he seems to be in, then he seems to be out. So it's, again, does it come down to Robbins not knowing what his best 11 is? Or is he just too afraid to play the same 11 for a few games in a row? Because for me, I think Torp should be starting, because I think he's a gifted player. But playing a game and then coming on another 20 minutes and another game, I don't think it's enough for him.
No.
And yesterday was a tough game, because we're losing. They've come into a game where we desperately need to get something, really. I know it's early in the season still, but we needed a win yesterday. And to come in and perform at that level, it seems ridiculous, doesn't it, when you look at the previous games? It wasn't.
You got to remember, Luton were in the Premier League last year. Like it or lump it, they were. I know they didn't. They lasted one season, but they were in the Premier League, and a lot of them players.
Don't you think they looked so off it though, Luton? They didn't look. They didn't look like the Luton of when they were in the Championship a couple of seasons ago. The Premier League last year, out of all the promoted all the promoted teams, they were the team that played the best.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, they just looked like an absolute shadow of themselves.
But do you think if Ross Barkley was still playing for him, that would have been a different game yesterday? Because he made a difference last season. He was virtually every time he turned up last season for him. So, that's what you get with top players, don't you?
Yeah. Now, listen, before you carry on, Claudio, I've got to shoot off now, guys.
Sorry.
Before I go, can I tell you a little story? I was in the Shepherd this afternoon, and I was having a chat with some Cov fans, and I bumped into this lady in the pub this afternoon. This is a true story. Before I go, and she told me this story, and I thought she was winding me up, right? And the story goes like this: she used to work at Coventry City, and she used to supply all the drinks and everything for the teams. She used to supply all the coaches. She used to supply all the tickets and everything, look after the mascots, look after Sky Blue Sam and everything. Anyway, a friend of hers was suffering with cancer, and his last wish was he wanted to be Sky Blue Sam. Anyway, she stole Sky Blue Sam and took it to a certain pub in Coventry, not the Shepherd, another pub somewhere else. And the guy turned up at the pub, and she dressed him in Sky Blue Sam, and that Sky Blue Sam head is still at the home owners of who passed away. I thought she was going to say that he wanted to be Sky Blue Sam and be buried in the costume. I thought that's what she was going to say, but she didn't. But the head of Sky Blue Sam is still sat in the chair. This is a true story. I'm not making this up. The head of Sky Blue Sam is still sat in the chair in their living room where the certain person who passed away sat in their house. And Sky Blue Sam is there. And Sisu had to go out and buy a new suit of Sky Blue Sam. She stole it from the club.
That's why the season ticket prices went up.
Never returned it.
It is. That's a true story. I couldn't believe it. I can't name any names. I'm not going to do, blast you in anything. But that is a true. I thought she was winding me up at first. But I was stood there today. I thought she was winding me up, but she weren't. It's a true story. It really is.
I guarantee you now, she's probably watching this broadcast thinking that idiot told that story. He actually believes it.
No, it's true. No, honest. Listen,
I know. I'm kidding.
I've seen a photo. Of the man who passed away wearing Sky Blue Sam. I've seen it today. So it is a true story.
I bet they all put that outfit on, don't they? I bet they've all done it when they go around the house. Yeah, put this on.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah, and then I told her about when I was Sky Blue Sam, and she said, "Now you're winding me up now." I said, "I'm not. I was Sky Blue Sam for 2 seasons." Anyway, listen, guys, I've got to shoot because I'm absolutely shattered, and I've got to go. So I'll see you all in about 4 weeks' time.
Hey, you have a nice trip to Jamaica. Enjoy.
Will do. And come on, Sky Blues, let's get another. Well, I don't know. I reckon 7 points from the next 3 games.
7 from the next 3. Well, that's not bad. Take that.
3 points at Middlesbrough, points at Sunderland, 3 points against Derby. Boom.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Anyway, I've had a rough week. I've had a rough day. I'm going to see you and love you and leave you. Take care.
Mate. Thanks very much.
Play up, Sky Blues. Ta-ra.
See you later. Ta-ra, mate. Right, we've got a few more.
Right. Yeah, I'll get through these, shall I? Mostly love of music. I think if Cov made some videos about each of the current coaching staff, then it might warm fans up to them and to understand their job that they're trying to do. That's a good point. I mean, we're not doing anything.
We don't know them, do we? We don't know them really.
Yeah, I mean, other clubs have got them. I think it's for a lot of us, it's just a bit of banter, and we're taking the mick, aren't we? Because we're just trying to work out what's going on. Let's blame the hundreds of coaches we got. But it is.
Yeah, I mean, if we were top of the league and we were doing well, we wouldn't care. We wouldn't be talking about it, would we?
I never thought about the coaches once yesterday. No. When I walked out the stadium.
What I did see, though, when that winning goal went in, they all came out and jumped on Robbins, and they all celebrated together.
Oh, that's good.
Great to see. That was good. You noticed in that video when you see Hadji's goal from where I took it, you'll see all the coaches running out.
Have you seen the view from the other side when Hadji scores? You can see their coaches, and they all go like this.
Yeah.
You can tell who's coaches. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Morris looks really upset.
Mad Frankie said we tried a few funky corners that nearly worked. That's true. Craig Robinson from Sky Blue Fans Forum. That's the one to be on. The final score at half time when we was 2-0 down, it's called keeping the faith in the gaffer. We must trust PUSB. Steve Porter, great result, like the Blackburn game, but we need to kick on for now. On the up says, is Wayne wearing mascara?
Wayne?
Not a bloody chance, cheeky beggar.
I've got some decent stuff if you want to borrow it. Mad Frankie can't believe Doug was in
That's a compliment, though.
Mad Frankie reckons that Doug was in the paraglider. George Orsers, I said at 2-0 down, if we get an early goal in the second half, then we will win 3-2. Luton looked tired, offered nothing. We battered them. I said that to my lad. I said, 15 minutes to go. They look absolutely shattered. Paul Hughes, agree with Wayne. We need to build on this now. Some very hard games coming up. Dawn Cook, I'll get this one up. Well, you've been saying MR wasn't making the right subs as they were like for like, but he didn't do that this time and made all the difference. Exactly, Dawn. That's what we've been saying, though, isn't it? Yeah. You know, exactly. Sometimes you've got to do something different, and it worked. To be honest, I don't think I think Liam Kitchen, though, when you get booked after 12 minutes and you're playing in defence, you got a problem, haven't you?
Especially if you're playing out of position, yes.
Yeah, you got a problem straight away. So, it completely wrecks your game as a defender because he probably can't get in. There's a couple of times I'm thinking I wouldn't say he pulled out, but he knows he can't go in it full-blooded because if he misses the ball...
I was going to get sent off, especially there was one chance that Luton had, and he was like marking there, and I thought, don't go in heavy and don't get sent off now. Yeah. Like that will just ruin any chance we've got.
Because all it needs is a little shirt pull like that guy did on Wright. I'd actually forgotten he'd been booked. I didn't realise he'd been booked already, that guy.
No.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time. I was amazed it was that late in the game before somebody got sent off with that referee, to be honest.
Craig Robinson from the Sky Blue Fans Forum. Has anybody watched the blog I posted on my group from a Luton fan after the game yesterday saying their gaffer has to go? Sounds very similar to some of our fickle fans.
So they love that word fickle, don't they?
I know.
They really love it, honestly.
It's just making an opinion, isn't it, most of the time? Yeah. I'm not going to stop going because I disagree that a manager's done the wrong substitution or picked the wrong player or we've lost a game.
Listen, it's all about opinion, isn't it, at the end of the day? That's what it's about.
And who are these fickle fans? We only had 8,000 there. About 5, 6, 7 seasons ago. So there's a lot of fickle fans in it at the minute. There's almost 20,000 in the ground. Daboy, we need to keep Rodoni in that wing back role. The more CMS is on the pitch, the more balance we have. Central midfielders, I think. Still desperate for another centre mid, but our focus should be on buying a top quality centre back. Mad Frankie reckons
with the defenders because I like Binks and I like that as well. I think them two and I think Thomas is growing. So them three like playing consistently. I think all of them have got the potential to be good enough. If they've and they've had a bit of a run now where they're playing consistently, and I think do it like for me. I don't know whether we do it like I think. Just needs to be some work around defending as a team because the goals we conceded yesterday were both times when we lost the ball in transition and so people were out of position and then there was like vulnerabilities and so it's more about working out how to defend as a team. I think like solidly Latty, Binks and Thomas look like they're working well together and they're building up a relationship. For me, I like them three as the three central defenders.
If you look back on the penalty we conceded, Chong Eccles was behind him. Chong plays a little 1-2 with this guy, completely loses Josh. Josh doesn't know where he is and he's gone past him. He's in the box. It's all about awareness, isn't it? He actually went inside because he thought, where's he gone? And he went completely straight past him and it completely threw everybody. So it's, most goals are mistakes that you concede. They are
switch off for a minute.
Most of the season we have been switching off in defence and that's what causes the problem. I mean, that was a nice finish yesterday, the second goal, but although Binks had a good game, he completely didn't see him go past him. It's just little things like I'm not sure he got past Fads that easily.
No, I don't think he would.
Mad Frankie Adebayo must be a nightmare to play against. He got bought off because he was on the yellow card. Craig reckons that Miles has been listening to MR too much with his word brilliant. Chris Baker, Claudia, 100% agree on Kitchen. All attacking came from down the right. Robbins obviously doesn't think he did well. Wouldn't have hooked him at half time otherwise. I was surprised because when I saw Rodoni by us, I was looking at the midfield. I was trying to work out who. I thought he'd taken Josh Eccles off, maybe. I thought, or Tats straight away. I thought, who's he come on for? Then I realised Lucas says, "Oh, Kitchen's not on the pitch." And right, okay, that's interesting. Dave McGee, Binks was my man of the match. When we were 2 down, fans were well behind the team. That's what we got us the win in the end. Joshua Goldstein, we just need to keep it up. Christopher Baker, agree with Wayne. Rodoni coming on at
wow.
Two tonight. Can I just point out that's 2 that have come in tonight saying they agree with me?
Oh, that's unusual.
Dave Sports Photos. Is Wayne saying give a settled side time to gel?
Oh, bloody hell. To be fair, he's got a valid point there. He's got me a little bit.
Lee Cal says, good evening, Lee. For somebody that speaks so much rubbish on Facebook, Wayne speaks a lot of sense in person. Tom Baker, if Robbins didn't change the team given the poor results, he'd be criticised anyway. Ian Harris, really good first half. Agree with Miles on Kitchen. His yellow card didn't help. The team did look more balanced in the second half, along with the desire to work as hard as a team. It paid off. Great win, great comeback. And Chris Baker, Torp should be starting over Eccles for me. As much as he's improved, Torp just looks a more natural fit in the centre. The one thing I did say when he came on, even when he came on for Tats, there's more chance of Torp scoring a goal because he's actually has that ability for a shot, basically. I know I've only seen it once.
From nowhere, really. But that's what it was, wasn't it?
You look at all his old videos, wherever he's played, he can bang them in from outside the box. So
he's also the only one who seems to want to shoot from outside the box as well. Exactly. You know, if he gets a sniff a goal 20, 30 yards, he will have a pop. You know, look at the goal he scored at Sheff Wednesday last year.
Yeah,
in the cup. You know, and I think Sheaf every now and again will have the odd one, but Torp, give him a start goal and he will smash it. We haven't got enough players in the team that do that, have we? No. I mean, what's our goal ratio for midfielders this year?
It's funny you should say that. I haven't done it for this lot, but when we had Hamer, O'Hare, Allen playing regular, Shipley, and there's one other. Shippers was the only one in double figures at one stage, and I've worked out in 151 goals, games between all our midfielders, we scored about 26 goals between them all, and that was then. And it's not improved that much now. No. You know, Hamer bumped it up and O'Hare did eventually, but it took a while. Yeah, so you're right. We don't get enough goals from midfielders. I was going to say, it'd be interesting to know what that stat is at the end of this season. And you add last season and this season, and see what it's like. It'd be interesting to see that. Yeah, I was surprised, and it was Shipley was way ahead of all of them. Yeah.
So in Torp and Rodoni have both got goals in them, haven't they? I think they both have got a shot on them, so that we could improve that this season. They're both given a chance. Yeah,
definitely right. I've got an essay here from Gavin. Gavin won the mug, didn't he? He won the competition last week.
Yes,
yeah.
He did.
Even in all, we 100% deserve that on Saturday. Probably our most complete performance of the season for me. Sims is a quality striker at this level, just lacks confidence for whatever reason. But Saturday did almost everything well and didn't stop. Agree with Claudio, get the ball in the box for him and he'll score loads. Kitchen is a walking red card. Mick wants to know, Davenport, if I was in hospitality again, eating his cucumber sandwiches. No, I was with my people in Block 18.
He's back in the real world. He was.
Listen, we are not your people now. You have gone over to the dark side.
He's not welcome back over there.
That's the first thing the bloke sat next to me goes, "Oh, you're joining us this week, then, are you?" That's all right. Chill out. Ray Ryan, best all-round performance since he's been at Coventry. Only needs to be the new left wing back, and Binks superb, bring the ball out and moving it into midfield. Why was he ever left out of the team? That's what I don't understand. What had he done?
I know. I thought he was the best centre back we've had since the beginning of the season. So it was weird that he got dropped for no apparent reason.
Yeah, it was very strange, because he's definitely better than the best out of the whole bunch. He is.
So great to see Ken yesterday. I've never seen him before in my life, whoever that is.
Who's
you know that? Don't know. Yeah.
Who's it? It didn't say a name, does it? I don't know who it is.
No, Gary.
Who?
It's probably you writing that.
It's great to see.
Gara 87. I am indeed, Claudio, in Milan at the moment. I presume the city and not the footballer, because that'd be really. You can't have that. Oh, actually, my daughter just left. What are you doing there? Because my daughter was in Milan. She's gone to Dubrovnik now. She's doing a job. Huh? She keeps sending me images.
It's a message from Wayne.
Oh, funny Wayne should mention clean sheets. We had 3 this season. Wilson was in goal for all 3. There you go.
Oh,
I know why he said that.
He's got a bit of a soft spot, Chris. For,
all right. Dave McGee, I still believe our best striker is Norman Bassett. That's another one of those, wasn't it? Because obviously Wright got the winner, and we were saying maybe we should just take him off and give Bassett a chance to run at them because they look tired. And of course, although did he score it? Or was it an OG? I reckon it crossed the line.
No, I think he did score. He got the last touch. I think he come off his defended end before he crossed the line. Before
one of those. Wasn't it?
It was come up in that. Yeah.
Can you imagine if he'd have put it over the bar? It's happened before. Other players have done it.
Yeah.
I think Haaland's done it.
Haaland's done it. Yeah, that was.
Haaland from right beneath the bars put it over. Lee Cowell yesterday. Dove in as a good keeper. Kept us on the game at 2-0. Kitchen is not a left wing back. Rudoni is a left wing back. Simmons and Wright are our front 2. Torp should play more. Any player with double barrel surname should be nowhere near the team.
To be fair, he is right though. Sims and Wright needs to stop going on that wing. He needs to play down the middle. That's what we bought. Paid £9 million for. I just think yesterday just shows that we need 2 strikers playing down the middle.
Yeah, because on that point, most teams have got big centre halves, and normally if it's Sims up top, or even when we had Bassett, you got probably 3 centre halves around one guy. Whereas if you've got 2 big fellas up front, you're going to keep them occupied like they did with us with Morris and Adebayo. It kept, and I think sometimes it's horrible being a lone striker.
That's something Sims is not good at, a lone striker. He's not. He's not in the same mould as what Vic was. Vic as a lone striker could be up on his own, would get the ball, and he would charge at everyone, and something generally would happen. You don't get that with Sims. If Sims on his own and he's charging at someone, you don't get that out of your seat moment. He needs support, and he needs another striker with him.
Yeah, he looked a lot more comfortable yesterday. I mean, I love the way when the guy pulled him back, the way he turned him, and I thought, "Hey, look at this! This is brilliant." Yeah, a lot better.
He looked completely different. That was the Ellis Sims we haven't really seen.
Mark R, did we have an asymmetric setup in the second half? Binks was bombing down the touchline like a left back, but MVE was playing like a wing back. Not complaining, it worked well. I think it threw them that we had a player on the left, like Rodoni. He could touch. He was hugging the touchline, wasn't he?
Yeah.
In front of me and you and Wayne, because he was there. He's just hugging that touchline.
And that gives you that width as well, and it allows the space in the midfield for the like of Torp and Sheaf to start moving it around.
Tom Baker says, That's not the Tom Baker, is it?
Tom
Doctor
Baker.
Who? Yeah. Oh. Sims may not have celebrated his goal much, but in the after-match interview, he said he enjoyed every minute. You can't tell with Ellis Sims, can you? It's not you can't tell.
So laid back, isn't he? It's just
Oh
yeah.
no.
I was incredibly shy as well. I think it must be difficult. That some people aren't very. I'm not sure that I'd be very good at that. Like celebrating, I don't know. Just yeah.
He's still a young lad, though, isn't he? Well, is he only 23?
23, I think.
Yeah, he's still a young pup, isn't he? He's still a kid.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people forgot that when we signed him for like a few million from Everton. I think a lot of people forgot that he was so young and relatively inexperienced at this sort of level. So hopefully he'll keep on growing, and by the end of his contract, everyone will be crying that we can't keep hold of him.
yeah.
Let me quickly do this, Claudio. Just remind you, little competition. Last 10 minutes or so, get your answers in. Who's these two players? Number one, I haven't seen any yet. Who's that? Somebody out there should know these two players, surely. And who's that? Number two.
I'm still going with Claudio for that.
A young Claudio.
Claudio's more Joe Pasquale lookalike.
Joe Pasquale. Oh God, I thought it was Robert De Niro.
And there's the other one. So they're the two players. Get your answers in on the comments. Just win yourself a more easy peasy. You got 10 minutes or so.
Those two lads just showed how easy it could be to be a footballer back in the day, basically. So, where are we? Bear with me. We got some answers as well.
Oh, you got some answers?
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
So we'll get to them in a minute. Androna says time wasting backfired on them. Steve Porter, did anyone notice the player sent off looked up at the clock, hence why he didn't want to come off with 2 minutes left to go?
Walking very slow, weren't he?
Yeah, Chris Baker, Doty didn't foul Sims. It's the Japanese lad who committed the foul that went unpunished. That's true. Miles, it's a stormy season in Jamaica, apparently, according to Anjoina. Chris says, Chris Baker, I wouldn't have booted the ball at him, lol. I can't remember. MR, Mark R. Most important say, what was the hors d'oeuvres in the super box yesterday? I wasn't in the super box. I had a chicken and mushroom pie from the Christ the King clubhouse. Got to say, half the price at the football ground. So, and it was warm, and the top wasn't all crusty. You can actually bite into it. Day Sports, he's got. It's rain.
Yeah, interesting. Could be there. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. It was great.
You might have one right, you might have two. I don't know. I'm not going to say.
It was great to have something to smile about. My grandkids loved it. Let's enjoy the moment and not get too carried away with ourselves. Keep calm. Take it on to Middlesbrough, who we have to be their bogey team. Remember, they hate playing us. Somebody else had a go. Nation Radio Coventry. Yeah. Mark R. Torp looked more comfortable playing in the more advanced position. Tats was more tricks. I bet he's horrible to play against, even if he's not playing like he did last season. Chris Baker, I believe Palmer had got 9 assists last season, and not to lose without a replacement. That was bad business to sell without a replacement. That's true.
Well, we do that quite.
Stop talking rubbish. We're in a relegation battle. What, after 12 matches? We're 6 points off the playoffs, I think. Dave Sexton. Graham Cockrell. I know we had a bad start to the season, but we're only 7 points behind 6th place. Mick Davenport. You better make a note of these. Paul Hughes needs his glasses. Finn. Wow. Don't touch anything. Leave it as it is. We're back in the old city. Milan's back to his best. Torp on fire. As is Wright and Sims. Top 6. Here we come.
Optimistic.
Mark R. Palmer only got 4 assists last season. Eccles and then VE both got 5. Gusto Audio, give Redoni a run at left wing back and bring Torp in at 10. In Plymlock, my missus washes the hair of the real Sky Blue Sam at the hairdresser.
The real Sky Blue Sam. Okay.
Robert Mason, does Claudio still think Wright should be nowhere near the team? Only joking. Did I actually say that? I'm sure I said he should be playing as a centre forward. Or did I?
I'm not sure.
I think you said that on the last Thursday's one, that we should be playing him as a centre forward, where pretty much what we bought him for.
Yeah, I just don't think he should be playing out on the wing. I know he did well last season out there, but that's not his role. We didn't sign him for that. Robert Mason, Kitchen needs to get out on loan in a League One promotion team and get an old head in the middle with Binks and Tomo, who paid $4 million for him. MR, surprised when MR said Kitchen played as a wing back before. He didn't look comfortable and a bit lost where he should be. Chris Baker, loved that get called a fickle fan all the time. Don't remember seeing the ones calling other fickle on League Two week in, week out. The guy in the bottom left know nothing. Oh, that's all right, I'm at the top. And it can't be you, Vicky. It must be Wayne then.
What was that? What did they say?
One of your fans off Facebook.
Who's that from?
Who's that
Chris Warner says you know nothing, Wayne.
Oh, Chris, ignore him. He's one of my good pals. He's just on the wind up.
I just thought it was a judge of character myself. Dave Sports Phone. When you get super fan on Facebook slagging off fickle fans, you normally find they've been in the group since about May 2023. Yeah, I mean, it's Neil Park, didn't see that coming, so glad I was wrong. On the up, Latibodier was solid yesterday, very intelligent player. Daboy, Jan or Summer, we need to buy a top championship centre-half. We don't need any more forwards. One top centre-half, one top central midfielder should be the priority. MR, last season our midfield scored 17 goals in the league. Did we? 17 goals from midfield? I can't think. Did we? I don't know. That seems a lot. We'll find out. It could be right. Oh, hey, did he get about 8 or 9 last year?
He got 9.
When he came back from injury, didn't he?
Yeah.
Scored 6 or 7 really fast.
Yeah, Rodoni gave the width we needed, gave Binks room to drive into. That's from Luca Cardellino. I think I know him.
Oh.
It makes it makes the car journey home so much better, doesn't it? And I said to him, even if you get stuck in traffic, you don't care when you win, do you? It's you're not bothered. When you lose, you just want to get home and get away, don't you? It shouldn't do, should it? But it does. As fans, that's how we feel it, don't we?
Your shopping bill goes through the roof, didn't it, when we win?
Yeah. Last week we didn't spend a penny. I said, no, I'm not bothering.
I thought you'd lost weight.
Yeah. Tom Brown, I'm a Luton fan. I think Sky Blue were lucky. Luton were all over Coventry. Coventry will get relegated this season. Oh, thank you for that, Tom. Yeah, all I can say is you're talking rubbish. Mark R, my mistake, forgot to include Sheaf. Our midfield scored 20 goals last season, which was 29% of the 70 goals he scored. Well, that's good. That's good then, if that's the case.
Some quick maths.
Yeah, Ellis in Plymouth says, Dave Saunders, that's 4 now. I hope you're keeping note of these, Ken. Ellis, introvert and very humble. He doesn't appear to have a striker's ego. Mick Davenport as well. Jane Bond, oh my God, they're all having a go here. I hope you can sort these out.
I've got 4 correct answers at the minute, yeah?
I think 5 now, because Jane here.
I've got Jane.
I'm Sim's biggest critic, says Dave Saunders, but he had his best game in the City shirt yesterday.
Do you think maybe with Sims, one of his problems is he's just kind of too nice, and he actually needs that nasty streak in him to be like yesterday? He just seemed to have it. You know, if someone put a bad tackle in on him, you know, he was aggressive, and you're not really seeing that from him. Maybe he just needs to become a bit of a.
We said that on Thursday, didn't we? We said that on Thursday, didn't we, Claudio? Because I was saying that too often he's almost like to the defender, oh, sorry, you go. He just needs to be very much like that. And so he definitely just needs to get a tougher streak.
It's weird though. Of all the games to do it in a game where you're going to have a real battle, I thought he wouldn't do that. It's strange, isn't it? He definitely stepped up.
Me and my mates, we were walking up to the game, and we actually thought that Luton were going to physically completely dominate us, because we were like, we haven't got it in us to do that, and it was the other way round.
I'll tell you what we got as well. Sakamoto got 7 goals from midfield last season. He was actually the top scorer in midfield, and we forgot about him, I think.
Mark R just said that. Got midfield goals last season. Tat 7, O'Hare 6, Sheaf 3, Palmer 2, Eccles and Jamie Allen 1. So,
and then Ayari got 1 as well.
Oh yes, forgot about Ayari. Okay.
Oh yeah, that was off his testicles, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just click that off again.
Yeah, got it off. I don't know where you were. Where were you?
Yeah. So what now then, Ken? What do you reckon?
That's about it. I think
That's some of the comments. I mean, on the
up says Tom Brown, you should take a visit to Specsavers. I don't know who's he on about. Is that you, Claudia?
I think he was the one who said that Coventry get relegated and Luton were all over us.
Yeah.
And then somebody else agreeing with you, Wayne, Finn. What I don't know is what I do. Right,
Thanks,
okay. Have we turned the corner then, Claudia? That's the question. I mean, where do we go from here? Can we go up to Middlesbrough and put in another performance like that? 2 on the trot, then it can be more convincing.
It's one of the expressions, and no doubt if you listen to the Sky Blue thing tomorrow night, people might ring up and start saying, this is the stepping stone. We're going to go in the right direction. You're not going to know till about 10 games time, will you? And if 10 games are on an unbeaten run, you could say it started that match against Luton. But we could go to Middlesbrough and it could unravel all over again, couldn't it? So it's it's tough. So you don't know. I'd like to.
Do you think we will? What's your thoughts? Do you think we can?
Well, bizarrely, we've got 2 matches, away games at clubs where we do quite well. Yeah. So I'm hoping we don't get beat for a start, and maybe get something at Middlesbrough and Sunderland. I mean, Sunderland are on the crest of a wave at the minute. It's ridiculous. But having watched them against Luton last week, I mean, Luton bullied them big time, and I was amazed they came out with a win in the end, because Luton threw everything at them, but they throw bodies on the line.
They do.
And there's Middlesbrough fans who call themselves Charity Borough, is what they call themselves. You can come to us, you'll get a win at Charity Borough. Basically, they seem to be shipping in goals as well, and but you'd have to say, if you can't use Saturday as a platform to elevate your performances, what will you use? Because to me, that's got to be a starting point, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Come
so
back.
you keep the same team then, as it is.
Maybe Torpin for Tats, I think.
Torpin for Tats.
That's my only change, I think.
Radoni on the bench again.
Sorry, and Radoni, left wing back. Yeah. I think those two lads made a difference in the second half. How they can not start the next game be a bit rough. Yeah. And then you got Tats as an option to come on wide or in the middle, haven't you?
Yeah.
Or even up top if you needed.
I must admit the second half performance was up there with one of the best so far this season. Vicky, how do you see the next couple of games going? Do you think they've turned the corner now, or do you think? Are you confident?
I think Claudia's right. Claudia's right, isn't he? You can't say that we've turned the corner, so we've actually played some more games and turned the corner. But it felt like yesterday was a prime opportunity to restart our season, really. And you've got to hope that the players use that for what it could be, because, like I said at the beginning of the show, we could have scraped that goal 1-0, that game 1-0, and that would have been a good result because we needed 3 points. But the way it all came about, I think the performance of players per turn, the fight back, the goals, the players who put in really like decent performances and the sort of performances we wanted to see from a lot of them. If they carry that on into future games, then we will get results. Like we play like we did on Saturday, and cut out some of the silly mistakes just to sort of keep a bit tighter at the back. That team playing like that, creating those chances, and especially with the strikers getting more and more confidence, we'll score goals and we will win games that way. So you've got to hope that's a turning point in our season. But until we play some more games, you can't say for sure, can you? But I'd like to think that we could go up to Middlesbrough, get something there. Derby.
Derby at home, we've got to be looking to get 3 points there, haven't we?
That should be 3 points, shouldn't it? If we don't get 3 points against Derby, then really we've done all the hard work we did on Saturday. Yeah.
Same team for you then? Go with the
I'd go with the team that Cowdy just said, bring in Torp and Madoni for Kitchen and Tats and keep the rest the same.
Yeah. Wayne, you probably agree with all that, do you?
Yeah, I think team-wise, Torp.
Yeah.
Torp and Radoni. As Claudio said, if you can't use that as a springboard, then we're just wasting our time. If we follow the pattern of the season so far, the answer is we're going to go to Middlesbrough and play absolutely rubbish.
Yeah.
But it would be so deflating if we actually go and do that after what we've just seen yesterday.
It would be disheartening.
It really would, because you then have to listen to the same stuff of, well, we tried, and the fans have got to get behind everyone. There's only so much you can do, and when you keep hearing the same narrative, it gets a bit boring. They've again come out yesterday, shown that they can play, shown that they can be more physical than the team who we all thought were going to absolutely bully us. And we've got 2 real hard away games now, and bad results at those could put us second from bottom, I think. So and then it adds the pressure then on the Derby game. But you'd like to think that we will go there, we will put a performance in. If we put a performance in and lose, you hold your hands up and go, fair enough. That's fine, but we can't go back to putting in like we did at QPR or Preston, because we're just back to square one again.
Yeah, fans are not stupid. If they see that you're putting your shift in and you're putting a good performance in, and so, let's face it, you do need a little bit of luck sometimes. You need decisions to go your way. The referee's got to be good or bad or whatever, goes for you or goes against you. But if you perform the performance-wise, then the fans will look at it and say, "Yeah, we're on the up."
I mean, case in point for that is yes. Then I think Vic alluded to it earlier. We go in at half-time 2-0. You couldn't hear one boo in that ground.
No.
Because everyone knew that for 45 minutes we put a shift in, and it was one of the best shifts we've seen all season. We had a bit of luck go against us, a few frailties at the back, but you could see that we actually wanted to come out and play football. So that's the thing, But if we play like we have done some of the fixtures, they've got every right to boo them.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's to say, goals change games. If you take your chances, you've got to. That's what we've got to work on. I think we're creating chances, but just not taking them at the right time, and it puts pressure on everybody when it don't. Team goes down and scores.
So what about you, Ken? What would you go with on Saturday?
I would agree with all of you. Actually, I was going to say I would stick the same team that finished the match. Madoni and. Definitely, 100%. I'd stick with the same team and Thorpe and Madoni coming in because we looked so much more attacking, didn't we? It just suits us. It just suited us. It seemed to be, for me, everybody was playing in the correct position, and a bit more balance in the team, wasn't it?
And also, it's giving out the right signals, surely, to the squad, because the 2 lads up front. They scored a goal each. That's what they're there for. You can't if they scored a goal each in every game, we'd be laughing, wouldn't we, this season? Basically, they did their job. Radoni, come on, he did his job. He did what he was asked to do. Torp scored a goal, and he linked in really well. You can't then not. I don't think you cannot. You have to start them. That's to me.
They're going to be rewarded, but
Yeah, it's like a rubbish message, isn't it? If you think, well, what do I need to do then to start? If I've done this, we've turned the game around here this second half. So those lads have got to start, and the defence can't really change in some respects. That there's 4 of them who can't change at the minute.
Yeah,
there's nobody to put in there basically, really. So they have to play.
We know. Sorry, Tyler, carry on.
No, so it would be the wrong message if they didn't start. I think after the way they played.
Yeah,
definitely. I was just going to say that we know as well with Wright and Sims that they can get into double figures because we saw that last season. And with strikers, it's very much a lot of the time sort of confidence, isn't it? Like you get a couple of goals, and then the chances that they've been missing, they probably wouldn't miss if they were feeling more confident because you don't over pressurise yourself. So now they've both got another goal each. It makes sense to keep on playing them, because those chances that we're creating will start getting taken more easily, won't they? Like some of those chances that Sims and White had, they would have took if they were a bit more on form, I think. So it makes no sense to have your 2 main strikers score goals and then drop them and not their confidence again, does it? Because it does us no good in the long run.
Well, Ellis should have had 2 in the first half, shouldn't he? Really?
Yeah.
And then she's shot stroked the side netting, didn't it? I mean, we could have been easily 2-0 up before they had the penalty. We should have been cruising. And like I said, you look at all the stats, and I know people say, "Oh, yeah, but it's the result that counts." But there was a reference.
They couldn't believe it coming off that pitch 2-0 up.
But on Match of the Day last night, Shearer made a reference to Ipswich, and people saying, "Yeah, they're playing really well." But you look on all the stats, on all the bad parts of football, and the goals conceded, chances created, tackles lost, whatever. They were 19th, 20th. He says, eventually over the season, you're getting relegated. If those are your stats, you're not going to start winning games with those stats. So really, it makes no odds. You've got to score the goals. But you look at the actual stats from yesterday. To me, 67% possession. All the shots we had, we destroyed them. We took them apart for most of the game. They were never in it, really.
No.
Yeah. So,
and Mark R, that's a good comment from Mark R, actually. The change in formation does leave a left spot for Mason Clark coming off the bench.
Exactly.
If it's not working for whatever reason, and he needs to change it, we've got players who can play in that position on the bench. Come on.
Because that's true. Because the problem is, if you got Wright playing out on the left, he's classed as one of our best players. You're not going to pull him off all the time, are you? To make way for Mason Clark, because we'll be going, what are you taking him off for him for? Because Wright can score 20 goals.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good point. That's a really good point. Keep the 2 big lads down the middle, as far as I'm concerned. Just keep them on down the middle.
Yeah. Hopefully stay clear of any injuries as well, because that's what we don't want, last minute injuries to major players, because as we know, we haven't got a strong squad and a bit fragile, haven't we, if we get a couple of injuries that could knock us a little bit. So we need a little bit of luck with injuries. Any more comments before we wrap up then, Claudio?
We had the highest XG per goal of any team this season. That's from Neil Park. It's true. At one point, I know we're definitely 3rd in the division for chances created, but like in the bottom 6, we're not taking them. I think. Yeah.
Although, do you remember some of those seasons that we had back in like the sort of pre-Robbins era, like probably the season we got relegated to League 2? You turn up and we weren't even creating chances. Like you turn up and you think, like if we concede a goal, we're not winning this game because we can't even create a chance. Never mind like score a goal. Like we're just creating nothing. At least at the minute. Like we've been creating stuff, and that's what gives you a bit of hope, because you're thinking, at least if we're playing and we're creating something, eventually.
If you keep creating chances, eventually they're going to go in.
There's been seasons when we've turned up for a season and you're just not even creating anything, and you're thinking, this is just dire. We're not going to win any of these games because we can't even like create a chance to score from.
Exactly. Any more comments? There's a few more. Dave McGee says, great show, lads. Wayne agrees.
Great show, Dave. Great show.
There's a comment from Coventry. I bet Hadji would like you pulling him off.
I left
me start. As soon as I said it, I left me start. I knew what was coming. Hey,
Right.
I left that ground last night and this afternoon, and I thought, brilliant. That's how I want to feel. It's performance and a win. What more can you want on a Saturday
And
afternoon?
it makes your weekend, as you said, so much easier, so much happier, doesn't it? Especially when you have a big kick-off and you've still got all the other results to come in. You can sit back and know that you've got 3 points in the bag, regardless of anybody else.
It was just good to see a good game of football and us actually compete and play with a bit of conviction, play with a bit of passion, and more importantly, get in their faces rather than holding back and trying to feel sorry for ourselves.
Yeah, 100%. Right, okay, let's give the answers out to. I think I've got 5 people in the draw. I don't know if you've got any more than 5. I'll name them. I've got. Anyway, let's give you the answers first. The first, that's Wayne Turner. That is Wayne Turner. Fantastic play. Come from Luton.
Fantastic player, my ass.
This lad was a fantastic player. Good young lad, come from the academy. Martin Singleton.
Fantastic.
He played in the Dave Sexton. He was a fantastic coach, actually.
Who is it?
Dave was a fantastic coach, but I think,
he was. Well, he didn't play that many games, to be honest, Martin Singleton. I think
he was fantastic.
No, I think, to be honest, he ended his career. I think he had a bad injury. I think
he did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So he didn't really get his chance to shine, Claudia.
Who is that?
So, but
Martin Singleton.
Martin Singleton was his name. So Wayne Turner and Martin Singleton were the answers. I've got Mick Davenport, Nation Radio, Dave Sports Photos, Ian Harris, and Jane Bond.
That's got to be Bond.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Can anybody see anybody? That's all I can see. I can't see any more than them. I've got 5 people in the draw, so we'll do.
Dave Saunders says, and me.
Oh, and Dave Saunders as well. Sorry, I didn't see you, Dave. Sorry.
I've just seen him. Yeah.
Sorry about that. That was Claudia's fault because I thought he was. So, right. Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wayne, since that you're the guest, I'll let you pick a number between 1 and 6. I'll just number them all.
1 and 6.
Go
with number 4.
Number 4 is Jane Bond. Yeah,
Jane Bond.
Bond. So Jane Bond, congratulations, Jane. If you get your details, email us your details, your name, address, and contact number, and we'll get you a Scarborough Fans TV mug out in the post almost straight away. Well, as soon as possible. And so you look forward to having a cup of tea in the morning.
I could just say, I like this comment from Mark R. Singleton was best described as average, which is something Turner could really aspire to.
Oh, dear. Now, this is happening, I believe, is it on Tuesday night?
Tuesday night, yeah.
Yeah, the Lioness is in action at the CBS Arena if you want to go and see ladies football. England in action against South Africa, so it'll be interesting if you want to go up there. It's a friendly game at the CBS. I'm not sure what they're charging. What's the ticket? What price is? Do you know, Victoria?
No, I don't know. Sorry, no.
I don't know how dear or how cheap they are, but anyway, they're in action. I'm sure if you contact on the website, you'll find out the prices. But there you go. If you're not doing anything, and we've also got some parking and coach travel. Coach travel seems that we're playing Middlesbrough away on Saturday. If you want to book with ccfctravel.co.uk, they can provide coaches to and from every away game in the season. So, and they're very good and they're reasonably priced. So, contact there. Go on there to book at the website. They do all the away games, and also parking as well as home parking. Any home match, it's coventryparking.co.uk. Big parking, part of big parking. They do home games, very secure parking at the home matches at CBS. And also, they've got a list of most away games as well they cover as well. So if you go on their website, they'll tell you what games they cover for the away games as well. So, and again, it's very secure and very reasonably priced. So, so there you go. So that's about it. What a program it's been! You know, what a lovely, happy program it's been. Considering we were all moaning and groaning last week. Imagine what it's amazing how what a few days can change, isn't it? The mindset of people.
Yeah, that second half changed the mood of this show tonight, didn't it?
Well, it certainly did. It certainly did. And we're off to Middlesbrough the next game, where we have won before. As you know, we've won. They've got quite a good record up there lately, so we have won there before. Yeah. And we do expect. I'd like to see the same team. I think all of us agree that finished the game. Certainly, the subs that came on certainly that made an impact, and certainly those two strikers up front we'd like to see as well. So there seems to be very more comfortable playing that way. So hopefully Robbins will do that. I mean, he does have a habit of keeping a winning side, doesn't he? Together, so, you know, he has done in the past. So hopefully, you know, he won't tinker with it too much, and he'll keep the same side, and hopefully we can get 3 points up at Middlesbrough. Then we've got a home game against Derby on the Wednesday night, and then we're away against Sunderland. So 3 difficult games coming up, but I think we can get. I'll be happy with 7 points there.
Yeah,
well, 7 points, Claudio, 3 games.
Yeah, 7 points. Yeah.
Vicky, did you say 7? Or did you say
9?
Oh, he's 9. Oh, that'd be fantastic. Wayne, how many are you saying?
To be fair, sorry, I was going to say, to be fair, as long as it's 5, like 2 away draws, decent performances, and a win at home, that's not the end of the world for me, I think.
No, exactly.
So 3 decent performances, pick up, don't lose any of them, and I'll be happy with that.
How many points for you, Wayne? Next 3 games?
I'd like to see a minimum of 5. I think a minimum of 5 would be good. Yeah. I have a feeling though we'll get 6. I think we'll lose one of them, but I think we've got a couple of wins in us.
Oh, definitely, yeah. That's not. Well, I'll take that. I'll take 6. That'll help us climb up the table. But as we know, there's a long, long way to go, and I never look at the table before Christmas. Who looks at the table before Christmas? Because I don't. A lot of
Most
people
don't look at it until after 10 games, apparently.
And it's Halloween on.
It is, and be
Thursday.
very careful because look, there's some strange people about. So keep your doors locked.
I'll wear this. I'll go and say, you took the mask off.
Yeah,
you wear that every night. Stop lying.
Oh dear. Right. Okay, that's it then. Congratulations to Jane Bond, who won the competition tonight. I say get your details in, and we'll get that mug off to you straight away. And happy holidays, Miles. He's off to Jamaica for a couple of weeks, so we won't see his smiley face, unfortunately, for a couple of weeks.
I really hope it rains.
So you're stuck with us, lot.
We've got, I think, one final comment to see us out from our friend Lee Dan. I told you we'd come good, people.
Well, there you go. Have the faith. Keep the faith, as they say. Keep the faith. No panic. Doesn't matter. Right. Let's go. So then, thanks very much, Wayne, for coming on as always.
You're welcome. Welcome. Good to see you all.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, Vicky.
Cheers, Ken.
Yeah, and thanks, Claudio, as always. We'll be back with another live show on Thursday evening. We'll have Spot the Ball and all sorts, and no Miles, unfortunately, we'll have us to deal with. So, and we'll be talking hopefully to a Middlesbrough fan as well. Hopefully, we'll have a Middlesbrough fan on the show leading up to that game on Saturday. Anyway, a big play up Sky Blues, and a very good night to you all. Good night.
Play up Sky Blues.
Good night all.
Sky Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.